salon for my hair. Christian Dior for my makeup, right? You know, and a lot of people were like, wow, like what happened to you? I was like, I know, I look like a girl now, right? Kind of sort of like Chris. We took kind of a height. Me and Chris were, ever since I've met Chris, we've always done things kind of like together but not together, right, Chris? And so when she took a hiatus, the exact same time I took a hiatus, this doesn't mean like we weren't doing the business, we didn't love the business, just it was just a different place and a different time. And so, you know, so now we're back to putting the hair down and putting some makeup, and you know, you're so right, Chris. I told my mom, okay, this event, just so you know, I'm going to wear a hat, like I'm going to wear nothing but Nike gear, right, and just black everything, like, you know, like I don't want to be seen, right, because, you know, when it's a different level, like when you go to the OSJ, everybody there makes $100,000, they look like they're $1 million, and some of them there are millionaires. We walk in, it's like a different pressure, a different level playing field, you know, just because it's just different, you know, so that scary feeling that Victoria talks about, I know that's a scary feeling. I'm like, crap, am I going to approach that person, or am I going to say hi to that person? You know, you want to look good. You want to look like you're somebody. But I'm just so, like, really odd, you know, with all the different speakers that spoke. You guys are incredible. And yes, you know, totally right, Victoria, that everybody should be up on stage, and that's going to definitely happen. And everything starts with a vision, because without no vision, people perish. You know, when most people in Primerica are downsizing in their offices, and, you know, there was like a point in that little point, a little moment in time when we you know, our lease was ending, and, you know, I was talking to Harry, I was like, yeah, you know, because we're paying like $3,700 a month for 1,700 square feet, you know, I kind of like want to pay like maybe 1,000, 1,500, kind of want to like downsize, kind of want to like, you know, save some more money, because I was in the, you know, I got back into saving money, you know, every time we got some check, the first thing I do is I go to the bank and just withdraw and just give it straight to mom, you know, I'm kind of like Brian and Paz, I'm so excited for you guys. I see the map that's coming out, tremendous, tons of money going to map account. That's what this business is all about. It's about making money and saving money. It's about becoming financially independent. I'm telling you, you gotta get addicted to that. That's so important. But, you know, I was in that kind of mindset, and I was like, you know, I just want to like cut my costs and cut my expenses, and so in that moment in time, you know, I had that kind of thinking, and you're gonna have that kind of thinking where you're gonna, you know, second guess yourself, you know, second guess what you're gonna do, what's the next play you're gonna call, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, because you felt how it was to make $30,000 a month and have a $3,700 mortgage, and, you know, it's $24,000 with a $3,700 office rent I need, and so my thing was like, oh man, I'm gonna cut some corners, I'm gonna cut some costs, and you know what? I had to say, you know, that's not what my mama told me. Right. My mama taught me, like, you know, you don't cut expenses, you go make more money, right? Because if you cut expenses, so will your team. And then that's when we have the problem where, you know, they're trying to save money, and we're like, what? You know, you're cutting expenses on this and that. No, right? The mindset is everything, right? And it's really hard to not think big and think huge when you have somebody like Glendale and Elvie. Like when Vincent brought them to look at offices, you know, it was just like, wow, like I had to catch myself as a leader. Like I got to think big, because, you know, Glendale was like, you know, this is how it's gonna be, and, you know, this is how it's gonna look, and, you know, Victoria's like, Momski, we need a big stage, we need like a big warehouse, we just need business, Momski, right? And, you know, things like that, and I had to like get on track. I was like, yeah, that's right, you know, and I'm telling you right now, when you do good things, and that's one of the things I'm gonna tell you, you gotta. I always, like, I am my worst enemy. And I don't know who said it again, but sometimes I have to get out of my way, you know, because there are times that, you know, I have that thinking, you know, I have to catch myself on that. But, you know, when you got people on your team that want to think big and think huge, you know, there's no other way but to do that. And, you know, when you're doing good or you're striving to do good, I tell people all the time, I'm the first person every night every morning to tell God, like, I'm such a sinner. I sin so many times today, but, you know, I try to be good. I have a heart. Forgive me for my sin. And when you're in that kind of mode and you feel it, it's within, right? God bless us with such a great opportunity in this super center. Like, really, those of you that have been there, right or wrong, like, when you come in, it looks like crap right now, but when I give you guys tours, I was like painting you the freaking picture of how it's gonna be, right, Ian? Taking over the whole floor and all that. Why? Because it's not for me anymore, it's for the team, right? I want you to see that it can happen big and happen huge. But I'm really excited. We have 73 people in attendance right now. 90% of you stood up, right? And 90% of you that stood up were new. This is your first time. That's a sign of growth. Because if you don't got new people, that is not growth, right? And, this is the first time, right? That's when Mom and I are still emotional. This is the first time we actually didn't do anything. Like, we didn't have to babysit a team. We didn't have that. That means God is blessing us with not followers, but leaders, like new leaders, right? And we didn't have to do anything. Like, we don't have to, hold them by the hand. They just went and they did it. Like, I'm so proud of Team Gold today. You woke up at 7. I told Victoria, I was like, Victoria, man, I want you to do this. I want you to, call a huddle and see who's coachable and see who comes, because those are the people that are in it to win it. Whether you have an agenda or not an agenda, they're in it. They got your back. And I was just so proud because Christian told me, man, they were there. I don't know if they missed breakfast. It was 7 o'clock, and Joe was like, no, man, we got to go to the huddle. That's what I'm talking about. Like, when the coach or your leader calls a shot, you make the play. No excuses, done whatever it takes, because that's always a winning example, right? And I was so proud of you guys doing that. And, I was kind of scared, because this is my 18 years. I've been to a lot of convention, and, we always had to give an excuse, right, Joss? Oh, they're 18, or, they're 19, that's why they're late, they drank the night before, right, Chris? Right? They drank the night before, they got hangover, all that kind of stuff. But no, it's a different era. I got somebody like Ken Dimson saying, you know what, Christian? I know people in the hierarchy think I'm crazy, but I didn't just spend $400 to just sit in the sideline. We were at Futures, and this guy was texting 10,000 texts like he always does, and said, how do I get in? I'm going to go in. Damn, Marta, it's taking freaking too long. I'm running like crazy. I'm there. Just touching me, Maya. Just slow down this week. But I'm there. He's there, and he got there. And when he got there, he didn't go sit in a freaking chair. He he got on his knees and was just at odd. Right? At Jimmy Meyer. I'm like, you got people like that. That's going crazy. And you should have seen him. PFN was all over him right after the OSJ. He had his hat on, right? Shorts and a white t-shirt, right? All of that stuff. And he was just I felt, we were all looking at him. I felt like he was a young kid at a candy store. He was like, oh my God, there's so many of them. How do I? And PFN was catching this guy doing that. And you know what? That's freaking making it obvious. Why not fight for somebody like that? True or not true? Why not? Why not Lila Reyes? Go think big, think huge. Why not Lila Reyes? Make it a point to work hard. Why not set the example so people like that can see what it means to win? True or not true? Right? And that's what it's all about, right? I'm so excited because this is the time at the convention that we have the most diversification. I was so giving up to Hispanos Unidos, right? All the Hispanics in the house. We got some African Americans on our team. They're going to be here at the next convention, right? You won't be alone, but diversification is so, we have a diversified team, and that's so awesome, right? We used to be Victoria knows, right? And I tell her all the time, man, we got we got 100% Filipinos, right? And it's funny because last night at the leadership dinner, we're sitting with this Hispanic couple. They're I don't know, she's probably 27 years old, and she's like, you know what? I've been praying to God that God bless me with a Filipino. And I was like, you know what? I have the same prayer. It's God bless me with some Mexicans, right? And you pray for it long enough, and it'll come, right? And I'm just so excited, right? Because that's what this business is all about. Gupri Singh said, Lila, you got to build diversification. Santi said, you got to build diversification, and that's definitely coming true. So you ask and you receive, But I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 10 points. And just so you know, before I do that, I just want to recognize, Joseph Briones and Christian Bobilla, right? And who else drove, right? Daryl Bautista, who else? Ken Dimson. They drove. It's a 30, who was it that said? It was Bell, right? Jose Battaglia is in their hotel, and she told Jose Battaglia they drove, and then he's like, man, that's what we call a champion. True or not true? Who does crazy stuff like that, right? And that is such an unselfish act that it's going to be blessed 10 times over, just so you know, because that's important. So thank you guys. My first point is this. You can't wait things to happen. You can't wait for you to have that one recruit away for an explosion. You can't wait for that team that you're talking about. You are the explosion. You are the team. You will get yourself to RVP. You will get yourself to, yes, you need a team. But it's you that drives the team. It's you that makes a decision. It's you that sets the example. It's you. There is no way. Mom is 70. And for George World Congress in Tomar to go down, up the stairs, all that. But not once do Vince and I, as their children, ever hear her complain, ever hear her whine, ever hear her make an excuse. You know, she was tired today, and Vince said, let's go. We gotta take Elvie and Nana to, you know, Coke or George World Congress. And I knew she was aching because her legs were aching. She's like, and I was like, yeah, I just want to see Mom. Like, no, come on, let's go. This is for HR. Let's go. We're like, okay, let's go. Right? Because I just took a pill to sleep, and the next thing you know, they all want to go. And I'm like, you know, okay, so we went, right? And it was awesome, right? Nana, we had so much fun. And it's things like that that make it important, right? So, you know, you can't wait for that. You got to make that happen. Number two, see, a lot of people in Primerica, because I felt this way, a lot of people in our team probably right now might not feel special, might not feel like they're special, but that's the freaking right feeling you should have. That's the feeling of a champion. When you don't feel like you're special enough, that you're not talked about enough, that you're not mentioned enough, just so you know that is the right feeling. What you got to do is take that feeling, right, and understand that, you know, we got to be in alignment with the company, right? Does the company recognize every single person in Primerica? They recognize the ones that make it really obvious, true or not true, right? So you got to understand when you don't feel like you're special, when you don't feel like you're given attention, when you feel like we don't do that intentionally, right? We do that, we don't know because we don't know. See, I tell people all the time, I never get mad or frustrated when people are not doing something or they're not, no, because they don't understand the feeling, right, Victoria? They don't understand the feeling of being on a KTA and sitting with a family and making a difference. They don't understand the feeling of being in the trenches with the recruit and you taking their time and they're taking your time to help you grow. But they don't understand that feeling. They don't understand the feeling when they deliver that first death benefit. They don't understand the feeling of putting kids to call. They don't understand the feeling. So you cannot get frustrated or get annoyed or just disturbed when people don't do what you want them to do. So they don't understand because if they understood the feeling, they do it all the time. Right. It's like a freaking natural high, right or wrong, right? So, you know, if you don't feel special enough, just make it obvious to yourself, to the people that are on your team, right? And, you know, yes, last night, Mom and I we were talking to, you know, Dewey Cass's wife, we're having a conversation, and Sandy was there, and we're meeting that new Filipino couple that's making like $100,000 now, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, when you're in the trenches, here's the thing, and this is one of the things that I know with Chris, she can definitely attest to. You know, one of the things that you got to realize is when you're in the trenches with your team, like you're day in, day out, it's like you're like, right, Chris? Like with Chris, I remember when we're talking about our VP promotion, right? One of the things with me and Chris, we've gone through like, you know, heaven and hell together, right? We have this kind of weird relationship where, you know, and Brian knows that, right? Chris knows that, Vince knows that, Mom knows that we're right and then we're not right, but we always get right. But either way, we're always like right. And then, so, you know, so when we're going through our VP criteria, you know, see, I could have done one or two things, right? Because we put the criteria, and I said, Chris, one of the things you have to have is your office. She's like, but like, you know me, like, I want to make sure I have an emergency fund, and I want to make sure. I was like, no. And I didn't take, but why? Because I want the best for her. I want her to feel what it means to put paint in your office, what it means to put your own desk, your own, like, you can be like, you know, whatever, right? It's yours. You make the decision, right? I don't want her to start off in like, you know, being, you know, in our office, taking our orders, taking our rules. No, because she's a daggum RVP. She makes the freaking decision. Yeah. That's why, and I'm so proud. First month out of her 4,000 in ink. Dropout. No, didn't even apply to college, right? Straight into the workforce, but the talent is there. And so I know without a doubt, I looked Chris in the eye, right, when Vincent was doing his whole challenge thing. I said, Chris, you promised me when you got promoted to RVP, you'd be the first one in the hierarchy to get $100,000 a year. And that was a promise. That wasn't just like saying it. It was a promise, right, Chris? But my point is this. When you're in the trenches with somebody, you can kind of like say it how it is. And you're not scared, right? Same thing with Victoria. One of the things that I love about Victoria, like we've been together in the last like 6 months. So you all think like when I post on Facebook, it's all happy and dandy. No, it's not. There are times Victoria would come up to me and she's like, Lala, you know, I don't agree with this. And Lala, like, I'm disappointed with you in regards to this. There's so many times, right? But the key is like, I'm not like, but her, because I love her and I know she loves me and we want the best for each other, right? So when she was doing her whole talk today, I was